I've always seen you drawing and being able to do this, and man, you done some real top notch work. I done seen you, I done seen you paint a whole wall in somebody's house like with a Chucky doll and different, like basically a mural, and it was great. So as we got older, I started wondering, I was like, why don't he just try to sell his art on the streets? And you have a reason for that.
I think when it comes down to it, when you get to a certain level and people bring up your name constantly and be like, oh man, I'm trying to get a logo done. Hey, Dominique. Hey, I want to get a portrait done. Dominique. Hey, I want to get these shoes painted. Dominique. People will keep bringing up my name, but just because you can do everything, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should.
Gotcha.
Because sometimes people would take something that you created and not use it for the greater good.
Gotcha.
And that's something that I kind of deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's people who would want the quality of work but don't want to pay that price.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the artist that will give you the good quality of artwork and stuff like that at a high price. Like, I don't do logos for $700, $1,500. I do them for a couple $100.
Gotcha.
And they're better than some of the logos that people pay a lot of money for.
Yeah.
And when I make changes to the ideas and stuff that they bring to me, and I explain to them why I make the changes, and they was like, man, I didn't know that you couldn't do that and this and that. Because it's, when you become an artist, to be a better artist, you have to study other artists. And this is something that I do on a daily basis. I don't just create, there's stuff that I want to create, but I just don't create it just because I think it's a good idea. Sometimes I create stuff because I think that it needs to be seen. Because when I started getting older, I started constantly switching up my styles. It wasn't just on portraits. It just wasn't logos. It just wasn't abstract. It wasn't about line work. It was about getting a message across to somebody. Because I wanted to do that, because it's very disturbing to me that you have some artists who can make a living off of keep manipulating off of something somebody else has created.
Gotcha.
Off of like Spider-Man, Batman. Oh, I'm gonna draw Batman and do it more detailed, or do it different, change the colors up and stuff like that.
So basically what you're saying is like your integrity and your morals as an artist is what keeps you from just kind of like attacking that market of creating and recreating stuff that's already been created just because you know that's what the public wants.
Well, it's not necessarily that, because you have people in Houston. You have some good artists in Houston. You really do. Yeah. But there's some artists who have the talent that don't get the recognition for it because of the simple fact that they don't want to branch out and do what other artists are doing.
True.
That's something that I don't do. I'm not fit to take somebody's Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Pooh it more. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. If I want to do a character, I'm going to do a character, and I'm going to draw it, and I'm going to bring it to life.